All right. I appreciate everybody coming back here to Black Kings Podcast, episode 6.
Yeah.
We about to get to our last topic here, and we'll get to our book and everything that we got, events for the week. We'll get to our next topic, which is, make sure I put this up. Is Wakonda from Black Panther even possible? And I'll let my boy Sharon explain to y'all exactly. If you don't know exactly what that is, he gonna explain it to you.
So,
because I know Roland didn't know. I knew what it was.
But you don't know what
I didn't know what it was.
So you ain't even a comic book person. I see the Punisher.
I ain't read no comic books either.
Yeah,
I didn't know what that was.
No, I didn't know.
So in the Black Panther movie, right, even in the comic books and the storytell or what have you, there's Wakonda, which is the setting where the empire.
Yeah.
Now, this is an all-black nation in Africa. Whereabouts, things like Central Africa, what have you. But you know that area is
not make it where you can't find it.
Yeah, right. But it's full of peace, and all of the good stuff that we all dream of. A powerful army, very high technology, riches. This is a rich black nation that can fend for itself. Doesn't need other people to depend on.
And Black Panther was supposed to be the richest superhero ever.
Correct. I mean, he's a king, like everything, the whole country.
I never really heard about the Black Panther story. I never heard about it.
I guess I still couldn't afford comic books, but I still look out with all the different superheroes. So it's damn near 1 million now. But Black Panther is especially. You try to figure out all the black ones. I was the kid that chased the black ones. I wanted to know the black ones. Like Spawn, you know Spawn, right?
Yeah.
That's usually one of the very few. A lot of people don't even know Spawn was black.
Yeah.
But I can't even think of the other ones right now. But yeah.
I hope they seen Spawn the movie. That boy was obvious.
I hope they come out with another one. So you talking I need all of these.
Like I said, I just didn't. It just wasn't. As.
So you got to read it then.
You know what I'm saying? As a kid, it wasn't just the Black Panther. It was always Superman.
Batman, Superman.
I mean, that's all that was pushed in
front.
That's
what I'm saying.
Where would you get a comic book from in the hood anyway?
It was very real. Correct. The only reason I got to see it is because I got to hang out at the mall. My mom worked at the tape store. So, the music store. So
Sharpstown ain't had no comic books.
Oh, no. Sharpstown
ain't had no
grill? I don't even remember that mall.
As soon as you walk in, you want grill? You want grill?
Yeah. You want a grill, you want a chain. They had about 3 chain kiosks. And you can get about 4 name belt kiosks.
Easy.
One of my favorite malls, too. Shout out. It ain't even Sharpstown no more, is
it?
It's still there.
Around. But go ahead. About.
But just about a Sharpstown mall, just exploding that, just making it all out better. All of us winning. Everybody all out good with fashion and just all the
world couldn't take it.
The world couldn't take it. That's all I want to know. Is that even
because
possible?
All black people think about it. Even if they were speaking a different language, and any black person that was having a hard time here. They would just go, why wouldn't you just go to Africa, this great nation that got all black people? You know what I'm saying? Why would you even stay here? Think about it. America, you have to keep Africa down. Because if Africa ever was up more than the United States, they look to us. And if we look to them, why would we stay here?
You looking down on Africa right
now? I think people, not that we look down on Africa, but I put it like this. We know that we are in a better situation than most. I believe we had a situation with Creative Group Economics. We had somebody from Africa that wanted to join our group. And they didn't have some of the technologies, the normal technologies that we have that we done already passed on 6-7 years ago. They were still looking to develop. So I know that we're ahead. And they was in a big city.
One of the things that I will say, in my opinion, is I don't think something like that will happen in America for the simple fact that they don't want us to be great here. As far as black, they don't want us to be great. If we did something to make ourselves more different than we are, we create a new language. I feel like our government is going to do something to threaten our lives and shut that shit down like they've been doing us forever.
For the past 100 years. You talk about Black Wall Street. In the beginning, burnt it down. Right?
They gonna do that. They just gonna learn it nowadays and infiltrate.
Oh yeah, we know Africa is not poor.
That's what they would do. They wouldn't nowadays. They can't blatantly tear you down, but they'll definitely infiltrate and deny.
Yeah.
Infiltrate and deny. Almost like we're talking about.
It's
Black
like
Panthers.
Russia. It's like Russia. Anything.
Like Russia's doing now.
Yeah. Like anything that they do is, it's not about winning the argument, but if they can throw enough doubt.
Yeah.
That's all they need.
And with us, it's like if we talk about slavery days, how they humiliated and hang the other black people right in front of you. That'll do something to you. Mm-hmm. That'll do something to your psyche.
I ain't gonna lie. What it'll do to my psyche is make me fucking mad.
Oh no,
that's what it'll do to me.
You're so mad, but what can you do about it?
Yeah.
You'd
have been dead right there.
Right.
And then see the thing about it is,
one of them dead ones.
If you, but this is the point. If you are the person that's gonna stand up and fight and you dead, how useful are you?
Right.
Because those people that's still there, they may not say, "Yo, that's my brother. You got me."
Well, I'm gonna put it like this.
No, you just whittle it all the way
Exactly.
down into
I put it like this.
The people that's left are the ones that won't fight.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie. I would have been a smarter Nat Turner. That's what me. Because I ain't gonna lie. The mistake that I feel like they made, like you got to kill him, but then I would have got out of Dodge.
Man.
Like,
no.
I didn't,
that's one of the hardest things. You gotta put yourself in those shoes. One, you can't read.
Yeah.
Right?
What
So you can't read signs. You gotta read signs.
Yeah.
Where are
away.
you? You're in America.
But Nat Turner could read.
No, we're not talking about
everybody else.
Yeah.
Like anybody.
Yeah.
You're the only person that need to read. How many people you need to read?
No,
How many niggas
you're in
take
the
the
middle of the South of America. Where are you gonna run?
Which I'm not. We're not running anywhere. We're not running away.
No, you said,
we're not running. Look. This is what I'm talking about. Nat Turner and them. I'm not talking about running away. Look, they did what they did. They murdered who they murdered. After you knew, they kept the murdering going. Forget that. We murder who we need to murder. Let's bounce. Let's regroup. Let's go to Indians, whoever native people that was in that area. You ain't gotta run. You can get lost. How many people hid in America? A lot of people.
Okay.
It ain't as developed as it was right now. They didn't have no technology. They can fly and catch us. Guess what? We all running and riding horses.
But see, the thing about that is, and I hate to compare, stuff like that to movies, but movies give you so many ideas and it's so close to reality. Mm-hmm. All the people that tried to run before you hear the stories. So it's going to be like, those stories got back to camp somehow to where they was like, did you hear about so-and-so and so-and-so ran last week? Mm-hmm. When they caught them, they cut their neck off.
I wouldn't let that stop me now.
I know.
It's like people saying now the FBI be watching you. Watch what you do. I'm
not saying it from that perspective.
But you're saying you would have been a smarter. What
could
you have done?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Even though I know we're getting sidetracked, but there's like not much you can do because you're outnumbered, you're outgunned.
What I'm saying,
in the middle of a land you don't know,
and you're the only one can translate the English language to your people.
What I'm saying is, first of all,
talk about
I think it was a whole. I wouldn't have let them take our language from the beginning. I think that was a mentality by them not letting us speak. That ain't no way they can watch you 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm with you.
I think we got lost in that translation right there. So that was one thing that was bad. You lost your language. So you lost a way of communicating with each other was one. Two, what I would do different is look at all these things that they did. How much land, how many Indians that was living free on different reservations that was still fighting against the powers that be.
But
Not only do
you realize they lost.
I don't want to. Why are they fighting them? They lost because they came up with different agreements and they trusted the wrong people. That's why they lost. But I'm saying once you got a whole different crew and you got a whole different, how many slaves was it in that rebellion that they had with that time?
You'd have been outnumbered as far as the plantation, for instance. It was only maybe 4 or 5 white folks on the whole plantation.
Correct.
There was 30, 40 slaves. They could have easily taken over the plantation, but then the moment that the other finds out, then what?
The army.
Yes, they're going to send everybody
Why
to
are you going towards the army? We going away from the army.
No, even if you were to take over that plantation.
We don't want to. We not staying nowhere.
Exactly.
This is
a
whole nother.
But we not. But my point was. I'm not keep fighting after a certain point of period. Once you knew that you done what you need to do, and they sending the army, nigga, get lost. We out of here. We in the wilderness somewhere. They all know how to hunt. They was doing all the cooking.
Yeah.
So obviously they know how to fend for themselves. Go out in the wilderness somewhere. It's certain places in March that the slaves hid before that they hid away. So why not go to these same passages, these same places, deep, regroup, chill, do what you need to do? Because there's certain places that the army couldn't go because they couldn't bring the cannons.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't go in these swamps. All these other places, Louisiana.
How you going to escape when you don't know the land?
You don't know
They
land.
do know the land, though. They did know the land.
And
They left plantations to go visit other
see, that's what I'm saying.
plantations.
In certain instances, what if you were shipped away? Now you don't know where you at. Because most of the slaves, they wasn't on a plantation that they grew up in.
But how many years did they stay there, though? How many years do you need to prospect? The day one, I'm prospecting. It's a river right there. It's 2 trees over there. This is the west. My daddy told me a long time ago my direction.
A lot of, when they delivering slaves, what have you, yes, there were many of slaves to escape right off the boat. As soon as you get off the boat, or, during trade sessions, or as soon as they get to the first slave owner, what have you, boom. Plenty slaves escaped, but that did not save the majority.
Yeah, for sure.
Most people cannot, because where are you going to go? Like, just women and children, for the most part.
Don't save them at first.
True.
Don't save them at first.
No.
Okay. Then your wife right now. How could you leave her?
What
Deuces.
I'm out. I put it like this, bro. I'm not falling for no one Okies like, oh, you better come back here, we're gonna kill your wife. You kill both of us anyway. I'm not falling for them. I told my wife a long time ago, like, if we ever in one of them hostage situations, I'm sorry in advance.
I'm sorry in advance.
For sure. Like, you're not gonna kill both of us, and I would hope I would do the same thing. I'll be over there, you got me hostage. Don't do shit they say.
You got to do something. Like, is it? I still respect Nat Turner.
I mean, I would do
killing
something.
as many. That's a bold statement. That's about the most you could do at that time. But totally anything else, escaping by a group, like,
it's hard.
The leverage ain't there.
I mean,
you're better off.
How many people you got to kill? Look, you're not calling each other on the phones. How long does it take to get lost in them days?
But see, that's the thing.
Boy,
how easy is it to get found? Because you're talking about other people that's in other places that's willing to help. It was so many other people that were just trying to make sure they tell on you so they won't be in no trouble.
You're right. I mean, but that's why you got to know who you. I'm not trying to save everybody. That's like even these days. Like, you go for people that's in the same like-minded thinking. If you're not, don't get me wrong. We want to come back for you, but at the end of the day, we can't use you right now. It is what it is. And what I would say of kind of when we say why we couldn't have the Wakonda type of thing be possible is because, one, corruption. And I'll talk about that a little bit later when I introduce the book. It's a lot of stuff that's going on in like places like Africa for its corruption that, that's on a whole different level. Now, and that takes you to controlling your country. A lot of people, they don't control their country. How many years would it take for them to take back the control of their country? I think it will be 100 years because it goes further than just taking back the politics. It all goes back, taking back the mindsets, how people think. And I just think that's deeper than just saying, hey, this is how we think now. Yeah. They've been going through a large oppression. They real crabs in the buckets. We think we crabs in the buckets here.
Ooh.
You give one person that, they go forsake all others. What?
Jeez.
So I mean, that's a hard thing to combat. So I think as far as we combating the politics, we have to combat mindsets. We have to combat, just circumstances.
So if it will
Poverty
never
is big.
happen in America.
My thing, no, in America it definitely wouldn't. But think about this.
An African can't get.
What if, we so African. What if we decide?
African.
That's what I'm saying. We'll never know. But since they call us African, what if we decided to go back to Africa and do this? What we talking about?
I'm gonna tell you
how successful you think
you would.
But you still got to cover those topics. I mean, just like it's like saying. I mean, I guess it's easier in America. A New Yorker coming down to Houston and taking over, especially like a rapper or what have you.
Yeah.
Right. It's like taking over your hood. Like, essentially, an American, African American. Yes, we already have a country over there, which is Why don't that Marcus Garvey's country? What is it? Why do you not know this? No, what? That's where he's born.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
The big go back
His
to
country?
Africa movement.
Oh, I don't know what it's called.
That's
The
right.
Garveyite, whatever.
Yeah, but he created a country in Africa, which is for African Americans to go to whenever you left America.
Okay.
Essentially, it's kind of what Wakonda was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Especially all of America's technologies and knowledge, best black brains were to go over there and start up a new thing. Yeah, they kind of killed Garvey, so that kind
that's what I'm
of,
saying.
matter of fact, they conned Garvey out of the money for the actual ship to get black folk over there. So that didn't even happen.
See, and that's what I'm saying. If we tried to do that, and because Africa is a very rich
I don't know
country,
the name.
Yeah, I mean, but it's all through resources in
Yeah.
which they don't get.
and that's what I'm saying. What if, and that's what I'm saying. We give everything that we got to update them on everything, resources, technology.
You wouldn't be able to update.
Why not?
For one,
So far behind.
not only that, it's just for us when it comes to being able to have the access. You wouldn't have the access. Because even though it's black people over there doing it, it's a lot of white people still running the country. Not only not only white people,
Mhm.
but companies, corporations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of untold, unmentioned
Some of us don't have
hands in the
resources.
pot
Yeah.
that we don't, we know, but the masses don't know.
Yeah.
And I think the more when you get over there, I think a lot of people, what they start seeing, because Mickey Leland, a lot of people went over there to Africa,
Mhm.
and they want to do a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of things, a lot of people, powers that be, that don't want it to succeed.
Yeah.
Even the people that stay there. So, you know what I'm saying? That makes it even harder. And like I said, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in detail when it comes to the book.
Wakonda, man.
But I believe even some of those,
Looking good.
even some of those countries out there, it's a real crisis out there. I can't remember what country, but they only have 45 more days of water left.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like it's a lot of stuff. I think it's just the poverty level is very low,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying it can't be done, but I just think we have to be right here first
Yeah.
before we can help them over there.
I don't
But you
think-
said
I don't
that
think
Wakonda
we'll ever
can't
be right
happen here.
We'll never be right here.
Not
We will.
Not in Houston. Could
I'm
Houston?
talking about I think
Could Houston? I mean, the
look,
blackest areas is either Houston.
look, we got people here
Dallas,
now. We got a lot of people here
DMV.
now that can help them, but
No, I'm talking about you saying we can do it here.
no, I'm saying I say we have to be ready here first before we help them. I don't think black people, we don't even own our own banks. We're
Yeah.
not economically sound enough here
Yeah,
to help nobody nowhere else.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
So you're saying eventually we got to get it here, then
Exactly.
it will go over
Because
there.
most of the
Exactly.
resources that they would need, like how you saying, is still being controlled by white folks.
I'm gonna put it like this: African, not just white folks, but the powers that be. The 1%.
Yeah.
The country receives 1% or less of their total GDP. So think about it. That's like everything that the U.S. makes. Think of only 1% came to U.S. citizens, and every all the other money, 99% went to another country, Europe.
Yeah.
Like it was supposed to be the king and queens.
Mm.
Like, bruh, the poverty level would be crazy,
But you
stupid
know,
low
but you
here.
know what it is, right?
I mean, we fought for independence for sure. I mean,
it goes back to that leverage thing of the slaves and the master.
Yeah.
You still don't have that leverage to
Right.
break away. That's pretty much war. You got to be able to stand up
For sure.
in war against another big country.
You're right.
Now that's one of the technology. That's where technology comes into hand, and that's where Wakanda becomes so successful.
But I think it's every other country is seeing the opportunity in Africa, but us. Like China is a big deal in Africa right now.
China was
my-
able to hold themselves up in war
My
because
aunt-
of technology. Guns come from China.
You're right. But my aunt was just over there. And she, basically she was saying
It was in Africa or China.
Africa,
Okay.
and she was saying that it's so deep. This the interracial. That's all they doing now. Like they don't have to buy the land anymore. They basically coming over there to have babies, and they sons and daughters are gonna already be citizens, so
Right.
they gonna inherit land.
Yeah.
You talking about the Asians? Are,
Yeah, for sure. So that's
yeah,
like
I'll
the
check
plan.
it. That's the thing. They're actually pulling out all of their retirement and taking out loans in
Mhm.
China or what have you, moving to Africa, starting their own thing, become a millionaire, start up a family, find yourself a little African girl, what have you. Because there's not that
And they
many
become citizens.
females in China actually. So males pretty much got to leave if you want to find yourself a woman. Crazy. But
So
yeah.
they allow
and then they
this
won't
in Africa
even.
to happen?
Well, I put it like this: Africa want
Can you stop it?
economic. No, Africa want
How can you
economic
stop it?
development, and they built the first large major railroad in Africa ever. And they said, what country want to be their investment? United States didn't want to be that, not a Russia. So China, like, hey, we'll be that person. But
Hey.
where Africa messed up is, they say, hey, you can come build this stuff for us, but they allowed China to bring the workers too. They didn't say, hey,
Yeah.
you got to use our people and train our people to do the work. So the poverty level stays the same. So you got other people coming over there, getting land, becoming rich,
That's not a good
doing
look.
everything. But they like, hey, it don't matter because the
It is a
powers
good
that be
look.
is getting the money.
Ultimately, though, they gonna drain them
That's the plan.
for everything they have.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
the plan.
Correct.
Like that's what I'm saying. That's not a good look because, like how you saying, they come from China, have babies, and they guaranteed land.
Mm-hmm.
What if they all do it?
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's
like
not
you
a
got
good look. That's what
major.
I'm saying.
Hey,
Bro,
you
you
gotta think,
got thousands
there's
of
billions of them over
lot
there
of-
too.
yeah.
So it's
They need places to go.
okay,
They need work. They Africa is an oasis.
straight up, and that's for everybody. You see that Oasis?
Yeah.
Why ain't we over there? And that's kind of the excuse.
We got the money. I had a teacher in my real estate class tell me like, hey, I got land in Kenya. I was like, what the fuck you got land in Kenya? Well, I don't got land, man. First of all, we shouldn't even allow you to own land over there.
Sound like the old day Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, but that's stuff that we just don't have. Like I say, we not financially sound enough here.
Yeah.
And then our people that are sound enough here don't give a damn.
That is true. Once you
You
get
know what
there,
I'm saying?
why would you want to live?
But I, to be honest, through my research and stuff like that, I'm having a whole nother stance on us even really going back there. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really doing a lot of research, and I'm really starting to believe, like, if you go do those things with a registry where you put in slave names and they tell you when you came in, when you slave, a lot of black people or names are not on them. And they say you go back and look at your birth certificate of somebody that's far back in your family, and if on the race it say COL, a lot of those people were already here. And if you go look at some of the laws back in Virginia, they even made it illegal for you to call yourself indentured, aboriginist, Indian. They said, hey, you only go get 2 classes, black or white. And they did that because that cheated you, or that cheated you out your rights to your land of this country.
That's
They
what I
say
said.
either you black or you white. And it happened in Virginia because that's when they brought the first slaves in. Hey, not all of y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? None of y'all different now. And so none of y'all are entitled to this land. And they even wrote in laws like, hey, nobody after this day can call themselves a Cherokee. Nobody can enter the bloodline of these native people.
Yeah.
So, they made it illegal for you to even call yourself. And they hanging people for stuff like that. So I think when it goes to stuff like that, I think we just need to do a little bit more research on the whole Africa and here type situation, because it may be a little bit more to it than we know.
But even if you weren't a slave in America, you do know just by your skin tone or your DNA, like, everybody's still going to originate, but even more so you, most recently, from Africa. And it's in your DNA.
I'm not saying I'm not, but I'm saying I'm not saying everybody didn't originate from some form of Africa. I'm not saying,
a lot of people
but I'm saying
here.
a lot of people were
Yeah,
here.
like, okay,
so were my people born here, or did they migrate here?
Yeah, so for instance, the Indians that were here, those Indians that were here could have been the beginning of your bloodline.
Yeah.
But you don't think of it like that, because you never ever, who exist now didn't originate from one specific bloodline. As you go back every generation, your father, do you get 2 grandfathers? Do you get quadruple great grandfathers? Yeah. And it multiplies every generation on out. Yeah. So that's as many bloodlines. It could be a slave. It could be a free person. It could be a Cherokee. It could be a king. All of that is mixed in under one black.
Right. I mean, I put it like this. It's just little things that I feel like we just need to look more into, because I can't remember what general was. I don't know if it was Francis Scott Key or whatever. They sent him down to Florida to fight the Indian Seminoles. He said, y'all sent me down here. He wrote a letter back. Y'all sent me down here to fight Indian Seminoles, but I got down here. I've been fighting niggas ever since. You know what I'm saying? So, like, who are you fighting? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, I just think we just need to do a little bit more research on what's going on. Not saying that still ain't the origin of all things, but, you know, if you do a lot more research on monuments and stuff that they found here, over 17 Olmec heads that's African descent looking, you know.
I am everything African and indigenous of these lands.
And you know, it's
just
crazy
know.
how they showed on America, Good Morning America, how they showed the Nefertiti statue.
Yeah, you know, we talked about this.
That's crazy.
I mean,
you see the meme that put Rachel Dolezal's face on it like that? That's,
come on, man. they gonna do anything and everything they can to whitewash our shit.
Right.
And what are you going to do about it?
Shit, what can we do?
Hey, is there anybody that you know of, black-wise, that's doing any type of archaeology?
Yes. But there's a lot of people out there on YouTube right now that give a lot of information.
And what did they say about it?
Bruh, they do a lot of.
So who do you believe?
What you mean? Who do I believe them for one?
Then why
because they got
this
research to back it up?
On them trying to put that up even?
Because they got the mainstream.
Oh,
it don't bother me.
No.
That's what I'm saying. It's an attempt to, I guess,
it's
educate
on Good
their
Morning
side.
America. See, the people that's telling, like we were talking about this earlier, the people that's telling the truth or have something more to say are going to be so quiet compared to that person that don't really have much to say but got the platform.
But check it. They did say reason they came up with that face is pretty much through DNA. What do you say to that?
That's not true.
What do you say?
Because we all know that, well, supposedly that.
I mean, publicize the findings. That's all I can say.
They did.
No, they publicized the face of the findings. I want them to publicize the work.
All of that went in together. So, but if you got to dive further into the article and the research,
so what
that's what they're saying.
If they're saying that it came from the DNA, so your DNA tells you if you white or black?
Yeah.
So that's how we know that's some bullshit, because it was in Egypt. You know, around that time, it wasn't a whole lot of pale people walking around.
Hey, man, there's a lot of light-skinned people in Ghana right now.
But I hate we talking about
King Tut and Nefertiti.
But we talking about But we talking about Nefertiti and them. But let's talk about the I mean, right quick before we go into the book segment. What about the black one that they found that they said that the first person that came in Europe was black? The first European people was black. They did the DNA, found they had a dude look like a black European dude, looked like he's straight from Spain.
Where was that? Where was that?
Soul Glow.
Where was that published, though? Where was that?
That was published this year.
Yeah, that happened right before the
platform? What platform? Why you? I don't hear nothing about that.
I mean, overshadowed. What I'm saying, it's overshadowed with the Nefertiti.
That's what I'm saying.
I think because we're a little bit more people try to be a little bit more upset about it.
It depends on what you tapped into. What's your feed? What's your feed looking like? Cheddar Man and Nefertiti should have showed up on that thing.
Yeah, ain't nobody saying that yet, but that's what I'm saying.
No, not even now. Before, I know you swiped through the book. You swiped through the brand. You ain't seen none of it.
I didn't see none of that. But that's what I was saying. If it's something that discovered that we are, then it's like it's thrown out there, then it's gone so fast.
Hey, that's the swipe up, man, and that's the swipe up. Hey, that's what I call it. Like, kids got shot the other day, and you on to something else today.
A black man
Nefertiti was a few weeks ago. Black man, like all types of things that's happening.
But right now,
all you can do now is pretty much swipe up, talk about it. But really, what can you do? And that's the whole point of this broadcast. Really,
what could you do?
What can we do? And we really need to sit and think about some solutions and bring them to the table. Because I'm gonna keep questioning that. What can we do? As I question myself until these solutions come, because we absolutely need them. Especially, we find it a damn shame. I find it a damn shame after this conversation comes of we ain't getting no motherfucking Wakonda.
I mean, not
even possible. Not in our lifetime.
No.
It ain't even like a black president. We only got that once. Don't even see that happening anytime soon. So a black Wakonda, only in the movies, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I think as far as some to that faction, it'll have to be some years from now. But I moved kind of. We did anything? You had anything else on?
Nah, man, just enjoy the movie. Enjoy the movie.
I'm gonna go see it. Tomorrow. I got tickets for it already.
Tomorrow, I'm going tomorrow.
I kind of moved into the book that I thought kind of would fit a little bit into this topic, your Wakonda topic. It's called The Looting Machine. Warlords, oligarchs, corporations, smugglers, and theft of Africa's wealth. You know, I think it's by, I forgot to put on here, but it's by Tom Burchett. I'll put it on our website, BlackKingsPodcast.com. But it really goes into depth, bro. Like, y'all would enjoy this. It goes into depth of who and what country, like Angola, what corporations, from Chinese to American to Russian, and it really ties into each country, how each one of these Jewish countries to American countries to Russian to Chinese all have a hand in Africa. And you know, it's just an untold secret. And you know, the heads of these governments are nothing. They literally have something they call a shadow government in Africa, and that's who gets most of the money. They set up a shadow government, gets most of the money, and whatever's left, which is the 1%, goes to the country. So, you know, this is a known thing. This is not, people don't get prosecuted. They have a person that you'll hear a lot in there. It's a dude named San Pa, he was the executive of the Queensway Group, which was a Chinese company. And I'm telling you, they really go into depth of these countries and how they cheated and how they cheat and how they keep manipulating to get what they want, and how it's nobody that'll stop it.
And which brings me to, I'm going to hear more about that warlords part, because you see how that keeps going.
I mean, they literally fund these warlords. When you don't agree with them, they just fund your competition. You know, like boom, we go get other these, and they only, and I put it like this, and they pawn them against each other, because in 10 days. The Tutsi and the Houthi rebels, they literally killed over 800 and some thousand people in 10 days.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And millions over a course of time.
Correct.
So I'm like,
just promising each side a lot of money.
Look, even the people that's doing the fighting don't really make no money. They
still
in poverty too.
They just out there doing it.
We did.
So they
literally kill 100 people. Like,
I mean, they literally living for the day. For that day, they literally living for that day. And I feel like I say, it won't stop until the poverty level starts to rise and people got jobs, security. And it's the same thing in this country.
Yeah.
When you got stuff in Chicago and stuff still going on, it's because poverty.
Yeah.
People don't have what they need. Yep. And when people don't have what they need, guess what? They gonna go get it. And a lot of people say, hey, guess what? You know, I got a family.
I gotta feed my family.
So I think it's good for people to go read that book again. It's called The Looting Machine.
The Looting Machine.
And you know, it really goes in depth, and I ain't gonna lie, it kind of make you mad, and it will kind of give you, you know, it'll almost put you in a defeatish spirit sometimes, because you'll really realize the severity. Because that was my thing, like, why don't we go back to Africa? You get your money, but you will really need a ridiculously amount of money. I'm talking billions of dollars.
Correct.
You know, and if you don't have a country's backing,
even though you don't.
But I'm saying to do it how we want to do it.
Worth of ammunition and fight power.
For sure.
Because that's all the difference.
You need it all.
You're fighting to survive at that point.
Yeah. You definitely, and I put it like this: anybody that wants to take on that fight, anybody that if we want to take on that fight, we wouldn't be able to do it here. And once you read that book, you will really realize that it's a lot more than just saying, hey, I got this moolah, even I got these guns. People minds is gone. And I put it like this, I almost think you need to be giving away housing and stuff out there for free before you change the people's minds. And even then, it'll take 20 years to just get people in the mind, in the sets, to really think to do what they need to do. Because the money is too great. The money is too great. I mean, when they calling shots out there, they'll tell you. They not calling like I hear you, oh, we got this politician. No, they calling this general. You know what I'm saying? They ain't calling no regular. I'm calling this general. And when that general
can make you go missing.
So
that's the difference.
It's a whole different thing. When they call somebody to a meeting, you know what I'm saying? You may come there, you may not go back. So it's a lot of things. And you know, it's a lot of things that other countries can do to you in Africa that wouldn't happen if you was in the United States or another country like this. So I think you put yourselves in a whole different type of harm's way when you do that. You know, not saying I still would do it if I had the money, but you know, that's a whole different. That book will give you a whole different perspective on political money, and not only money, but how many countries are tied into that. And, you know, it's touching so many people. It's crazy.
Does it further prove that one? Well, in that book, does it kind of prove how white power can still stay within that white power because of finances and
for
war?
For sure. I mean, even they talk about South Africa, and you know, it's really two different classes of people out there, white and black, and you can really draw a line in the sand.
And it further proves that, hey, they're trying to ensure a Wakanda never happens.
For sure. I mean, I put it like this: they even had African rulers over there, literally taking land from white people to give it to black people, and black people were saying that ain't fair.
No, give it back. I saw that. That's a Zimbabwe.
I'm doing something, and that was a king that was trying to be for them that wasn't going towards a political stance. But if you go and you look at the news, it'll tell you he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. But really, he was fighting against the powers that be. And since he do that, they like, hey, you gonna get up out of there. And not only did they couldn't put rebels on them, they put the people on them.
Sure did. But I know some Africans too that's cheering against them too.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't. Maybe there's something we are missing.
Yeah. I'm sure it's something that we missing that we're not seeing because we're not over there. Because it's a different stance between pipeline stuff between here and North Dakota. We get two different news. So I can imagine 5,000 miles away.
Yeah, right.
So you know, we can't even receive the same news between here and Denton, Texas. So I know we wouldn't receive the same thing. You know, 5,000 miles away.
And so further proving that somebody's out there ensuring you don't succeed.
Right now, I don't think it's one person. I just think it's just a well-known system. With some people we let up and some people we don't.
Yeah. Illuminati.
I don't even think it's nobody like that pulling the strings. I just think it's an untold secret.
It's not a direct string, but it's just a lot of people out there that just have. Once you get the money, especially that old money, it's so much easier to make things happen.
Yeah.
Because money's the motivation. Period.
With that money though, that power.
That money.
That old money has so much strength.
Comes in violence.
Yeah.
That's power. Yeah. You got money and you could force somebody to money would either inspire you. Hey, you want to come get that? Oh, you want to say no? Well, I can get somebody to put a hurting on you to make you do it. So that's power. You see what I'm saying? It's like
I ain't got to tell you to do it. I'm gonna make somebody make you do it.
Make somebody make you.
You gonna do it.
But what do you got on this black? What do you got on this black product of the month? What you got?
Black product of the month.
Talking
about Wakonda, and we just off of Netflix. And, you know, they're talking about the oligarchs and warlords and stuff. Knowing in Africa. Y'all know Quelly TV?
Nah, I don't know what that is.
Y'all know timeline.
Man, shit.
Man, all right. Go ahead and subscribe to
Love and Hip Hop. Ain't no on mine.
I watch it with my girl. Ain't no shit I follow.
Well, Love and Hip Hop ain't on this yet, but Quelly TV, KWELI TV. .com. I think they got Quelly, KWELI.com as well. It's pretty much African Netflix. Not really for African movies, because it's an African American woman that created it.
She from Africa?
She's not directly. I think she's second generation, maybe first generation that just moved here
really
young.
Here,
but she's here. She's African American.
Okay.
Right? So she started it. Kind of has that, you know, just like Wakonda, Black Panther, that Africa feel, but bringing it to that
It's in the App Store?
This is I'm not sure if it's on Apple. I don't think it's on, which I can't wait for it to get on Fire Stick. It's not on Fire Stick yet, but hey, if you're listening, it should be on Fire Stick. We need to figure out a way to get Quelly TV on Fire Stick, or at least Quelly TV be the example of something us black folk can have on that level. But Quelly, check it out. It's good. I'm not even going to tell you what kind of shows on there because just off color your skin. Just go do it. You have to. You got to support it.
Off the strip. You just got to go. Y'all just go check it out.
Just go check it out. $7 a month. Right? So, QuellyTV.com.
All right. Hey, everybody go check that out, Quelly TV. I'm going to make sure we have to put all this stuff on the website so people know, make it easy for them to find it. Next is upcoming black events. I would say everybody, we're going to have a community campaign where we're going out here in the neighborhoods and really letting people know what we're doing. Creative Group Economics partnered with Black Gold Movement. We'll be out there. We're going to meet at the NAACP building, house on 2002 Wheeler on March 3rd, 10 a.m. Bring your walking shoes. Anybody that come, we giving you a free Creative Group Economics Black Wall Street shirt. So definitely show up, bring your walking shoes, and you know we're gonna let the community know that we out here, you know, and we're gonna do this. So we already got
a free shirt.
Yeah, you bring. Hey, come on, you get a free shirt. TSU students and U of H, some of them should be in attendance.
Okay.
We was at the campus at U of H campus just last night. You know, talking to a couple of them. We love being there. We appreciate the invite, but we definitely want everybody to be a part. We feel like every movement, especially get started in a lot of these colleges. You know, that's the biggest thing. You know, I didn't know, did any of y'all have any events y'all want to announce that y'all got going on?
We got the Smart Incubator Black Bitcoin event, February 20th. I can't remember the location. What is it?
It's I can't remember, but I put it on our website.
Yes,
but it's like
on our timeline on our website, BlackKingsPodcast.com, or on Facebook, Black Kings Podcast.
It should be on our app
already.
Or Smart Incubator, SMAART Incubator, INCUBATOR.com, SmartIncubator.com. We have a Black Bitcoin event coming this Tuesday, February 20th. What it's about, come and learn everything you need to know about cryptocurrency and how it can help us in building a Black Wakanda.
Sure.
Not Black Wakanda, just Wakanda's black.
Black Wakanda. Yeah, that's kind of redundant right there.
Even more blacker than black. You know? But
digital money.
Yeah, digital money. How is it helping us? Even though, you know, I know you saw Bitcoin was taking a crazy dive.
Mean as hell.
That mean as hell.
And
it kind of, you know, it hit the ground. I think it bounced up. I don't know how far it's gone.
Everybody put in their money. Did they lose?
Right, but we're gonna explain all of this, future trends, what we think,
what
it's really about. Come check us out. Tuesday, SmartIncubator.com.
You got any closing remarks you gonna make?
Man, be you. Don't worry about what nobody else say. As long as you true to yourself
Needed that.
and true to your family, you're gonna be good.
For sure.
All right. On that note, we got to go.
Well, I would tell everybody, hey, please go download our mobile app, Creative Group Economics. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, BlackKingsPodcast.com, Black Kings Podcast, Creative Group Economics on Instagram as well. Also, definitely go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Black Kings Podcast. You can watch us on the go, on the fly, on the YouTube, on the mainstream. Definitely check us out. We appreciate everybody. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
That's good.